and me, I would like to sit down and address you. You see me, I'm not young. Oh, yes. I know the in and out of the club. And when we talk of age, I think those who probably might be older than me at the forefront of the age might be Madam Anna Eni, Inspector General C.K. Deonu, and who else? I don't think there's anybody else. As I sit down here, I am 81 years old. When I talk about the club, I know what I'm talking about. Let me take you to his memory lane a bit. This club was founded by great men. I use the word great, and I know why. No people who come, they call themselves supporters of the club and members of the club, and then after 1-2 defeat, they run away. These were men who had capacity to organize and run the club, and they did. Let me give you a few names, if I can recollect. The club itself was founded here in Gamashi. Majority of the people were Gans, but the policy of the club was to make sure that you have a club that can integrate very easily with any other competent person. So if you want the history of the club, there have been people from different parts of the country. Indeed, we are the only club who is completely spread across the country. We are everywhere in Ghana.
Yes.
Before I go on, let me mention one or two people I think is important. Some of you know their names. The Netis family, Asafwache Neti, who was a great warrior for the Ghana state. The formation of this club, for its creation, was harnessed in his house. The house is still there. With his children and other people like the Bruce Stegus, the Okrekus, and others. This is history. The spirit of the club, former head of state, General Accra. Most of you don't know him. But he played for the club and led the club. Nana Rekwampi, otherwise known as E.N. Omabo, the first ever Ghanaian to be appointed government statistician. I mean, these were giants, respectable people. So you cannot, in those days when we were kids, I mean, we can't even get close to them. There were elderly people who couldn't get even close to them. I remember when Sir Stanley Matthews visited Ghana, I was about the age of 13, 14. Who are you? We stood far and watched the elderly people. I remember Nyimite and others. But things have changed. With time, there's always change. But if you look at the generation upon generation that the club has gone through, you see that this is a club that has come to stay for life. Because other clubs were put in place. In fact, football history started from Cape Coast. Why Cape Coast? Because that used to be the capital of the Gold Coast, Ghana. So the seamen who used to come in those days, when they want to while away the time, they used to introduce football. Then later they were joined by the natives. Then started spreading and got to Accra when the capital was moved here. In Accra we had numerous clubs. Let me see if I can remember one or two. Hearts of Oak, 1911. 11th November. That itself should tell you something. Accra Stand Fast, another great club. But they used to be our number one rivals. And then later, they had a split. And out of Stand Fast came Accra Great Olympics. To the Olympics. Then we had a club called Agonos. Where are they now? Red Lions, principally made of people from Nima. They were wonderful footballers. Where are they now? The Hearts of Oak is still standing. The word oak itself means a lot. Go to the dictionary and look at it. I would still like to mention a few names because they are gone. And that would be unfair if we have such a gathering. Some of you might not know those who have listened, who have handled football in this country before it got to us. A man with enormous experience. Look, let me tell you one thing. I believe in principles. Where you have a leader who has a vision and he knows what to do for a club, you follow him. And if the person is not pulling his weight, I personally would just desert. At my age, I'm still a member of the board, and I attend meetings because I want to make sure that this club succeeds. So when it comes to longevity, we have it in our family. If you pray that I die, you are telling like that. I'm glad to see all of you. Last time I had the opportunity to meet the leadership of the support group in my residence, and I had a long chat with them. This is a club. There are various strategies. If you have anything worrying you, approach the group in which you are, and they will know which you are, and they will know how to pass on it. But if you think you know it all, you think you can handle it all, then you should know that you are in trouble. The structures that are being put in place, the commercial center is our property. It's House of Oak. We didn't go to hire it. What you see there was a reconstruction done by the club itself. The massive phobia house, the headquarters. When they finish it, then you see what it is. And a financier, somebody who has done finance and economics. So please, let's be patient. And then give time a try. And I can assure you, House of Oak will never say that. Thank you.